I vaguely know where the casino Maria mentioned is located. We passed it earlier today, but I didn't pay much attention to it. As we load out of the RV, Marina's dragging her feet. Do you want to wait here? I can just go take care of this and then come back.
Wait! I don't want to split up again.
After I lock up, I take her hand. Since I'm in the lead this time, the walk isn't as slow. With the evening approaching, the temperature has gone down. At the same time, the traffic is starting to build up. In a few hours, it'll look like an entirely different city here, once all the lights come on. The view of a big city at night, far in the distance, has always been one of my favorite sights. I can remember staying up late when Gramps and I were on the road so I could press like a sticker against the window and look. They sell postcards of New York and Atlanta and other places all lit up because it's so pretty. We've got a couple of hours until then. Neither Marina nor I say much while we walk. Even given the situation, it doesn't feel as awkward as some of our other quiet times before. Soon we reach the building Maria described. This the place?
This is it.
We step inside. I can see why Maria said this place might be closed soon. Although it's pretty clean looking, there's hardly anyone here. A couple of people occupy slot machines, far away from each other. Aside from those two and a bored-looking host, the place is pretty empty. While those three in the trio, Maria and her posse are seated on a semicircular couch, yet an identical couch form a circle around a card table. No greetings are exchanged as Marina and I take our place across from them. A sealed deck of cards sits on the table. It's got gaudy Las Vegas landmarks and logos all over it, but at least it's legit. Should we ask that guy to come deal for us?
Oh no, the only reason they don't check ID is because they don't care. If you attract any attention, they'll throw you out.
Okay, so who will?
Tan.
Tess nods. Really? No offense, but does she even know how?
Of course she knows how. She's not an idiot. And before you get any ideas, she's more likely to help you cheat than help me.
Tess nods again.
Ask.
Alright, that works for me. Because if two underage girls are gonna play, then why not have a 10-year-old deal the cards? Maria slides open the plastic wrap on the the deck and then hands it to Tess. The little girl takes out the instructional cards and jokers and then shuffles. I have to say I'm impressed. She creates a bridge with the cards that's way tighter than I could ever do. Mechanical even. So there are 16 pieces total. We'll go piece by piece, I guess.
Sure.
That means that I'd have to win 8 hands in a row, without Maria or the dealer winning any. And to earn back all of Marina's treasure, and I won't settle for anything less than the full amount. We have a small stack of tokens near us as each represent a single piece of treasure.
How does the game work?
Basically, you try to get the cards in your hand to add up to 21, or as close as possible without going over. Whoever's closest wins that round. The dealer can win too. We all get 2 cards. Then you can stand, which is where you don't take any more cards, or you can hit, which is where you draw another.
Sounds really easy.
I guess, like I said, it's mostly luck.
Shut up. Time to play.
I flip her off, but don't argue.
Vegas, baby.
Tess deals us the first hand. I stand while Maria hits. I don't expect her to beat my 18, but she lays down a 10 and a 3 and a 6. Damn. Tess slides her 2 tokens. On the next round, I beat her. The next 2 rounds after that. I win the next 2 rounds after that, but then the dealer wins and we have to start over. Is that how it works?
Yeah, like, I've got the blackjack game on, like, my Switch, so, like, it's basically that.
The game drags on for a long time. Joseph has fallen asleep, head lolling backwards over on the couch. Even Marina, who had both her honor and money at stake, is starting to fidget. We've been playing for close to an hour. She doesn't complain at all, though. After a while, even Maria and I are starting to get annoyed. She sighs and shifts irritatedly while I debate what to do. And when she takes her time thinking, I bite down the urge to say something snarky and hurry her along. Wynn's test wins again, and we're both sitting at 3 pieces each. Maria wipes her palms and clears her throat.
This is taking forever.
Yep. But if you're saying we just call it here, the answer is no.
Oh. Let's just go all or nothing. One final hand. I won't be able to say I cheated or took advantage of anyone, and I can finally relax with my treasure.
I think about it. One more hand, huh? The odds are probably better than if we were to sit here all night. Maybe I'm not good enough at math to calculate. It would be possible that we're here until the festival comes around, if we kept going back and forth like this. I look over at Marina, whose interest has been piqued again. What do you think? She gives it a long thought, her face betraying nothing. Then she shrugs.
No idea.
Right then. Fine, all or nothing. Maria nods, satisfied.
Kid.
Tess passes out our cards. I pick mine up, holding them so only Marina can see. A 9 and a 7. Not awful, but not great. Tess is showing an 8. I try to gauge some sort of reaction from Maria, but her face is totally expressionless. No wonder she beat Marina at poker. That's not expressionless.
I mean, I assume that, like, she's smiling all the time, so, like...
True, I guess.
Alright.
I think it's the first time she's ever said my name. It sounds weird coming from her. I'll stand. If I were to take a hit and draw another card, there's a pretty good chance it'd put me over blackjack, and that would be a loss by default.
Hit me.
Tess slides her another card, and then flips over the whole card. Flips one over the whole card. It's a 4, for a grand total of 12. That means we still beat her, at least. Oh.
See.
I lay down my cards and wait for Maria to do the same. Except she doesn't. She just looks at my cards, flat on the table, face stony, mouth silent. Then she makes a sound of disgust and stands as she flings her 3 cards towards the table. Flipping over to see a 3, a 2, and a 10. Oof.
Yeah!
We
We
win.
win! We win! Shit.
Yeah, that's all I say. Marina looks at me, then at the table, then back to me, making sure she had heard me right.
He did?
Yeah, the total of our hand was closer to 21 than hers was. Strangely, I don't even feel excited. Not about the victory, which is nice, or the fact that it came from Maria, which is nicer. I just feel relieved. Marina squeals and explodes towards me, half leaping, half tackling me into a hug, and as I nearly fall off the couch, she plants a giant kiss on my cheek and then travels over to my mouth.
God, Amber, I was so worried, but oh my god! Thank you, you're the best!
Her praises are dotted with kisses all over my face. Joseph, woken up by the commotion, looks away with a blush. Tess, on the other hand, stares at us, creepily apathetic. I separate myself from Marina and stand up. Maria has already traveled halfway to the door, not saying anything in her defeat. The little wooden box of gold sits abandoned where her arm was. Check and count the pieces of treasure. They're all there. I start to move towards Maria to say something, but Joseph clucks his tongue. I stop. Don't worry about her. She's always like this. Sorry. Not sure what else to say. I half shrug, which is hard since Marina still clings to my arm. Don't be. Better things work out this way. Come on, kiddo. He takes his hand and they start to follow Maria, who's left the building. You ladies take care. You too.
Later!
Once they leave, I look down at the mess of chips and cards on the table. Someone will come by and clean them up. Marina tugs on my shirt. When I look at her, she kisses me on the lips again. But the first time today, we stay like that for a long time, not caring about how many stares we might be getting, though it can't be more than 3.
It's Vegas, like,
I can still taste the faint saltiness from her tears. I feel her lips curve into a smile even before we pull apart.
Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah.
I know I'm always saying thank you and sorry, but I am sorry that I screw up so much.
Don't worry about it. It all worked out, right?
Yeah, but only because you were there.
Because Amber's a Chad.
yeah, she's like, she's got the pants on in
Yeah.
the family.
I don't know what I would have done if you weren't.
Well, if I wasn't, then you wouldn't be. Well, if I wasn't, then you wouldn't be either. You know. I mean it as a joke, but she doesn't laugh. Just leans into me.
No.
Then we kiss again. We must look like perverts, just standing in the middle of a casino making out. You ready to get out of Vegas?
Definitely, but, one thing first.
What's that?
Can we get something to eat?
I was hoping you'd say that. I saw this Chinese place earlier that smelled amazing. Sound good?
Harry.
Hand in hand, like always, we leave the casino and make a quick walk to the restaurant. I'd come across it while I was waiting for Marina before. All along the strip, more and more lights are coming on. It's hard to tell that it's getting much darker out because of how much artificial light there is. We get to the restaurant and eat outside on the patio, watching as more and more buildings are illuminated. By the time we're done and back to the RV, Las Vegas has shifted fully from daytime to artificial daytime. Before we buckle in, I pull back all of the curtains. Make sure you get a good spot by the window. You're going to want to see this. It starts slowly, just a few lights in apartment windows coming to life, or lonely streetlights flickering on. I drive slowly so as to keep us here longer. Beside me, Marina shifts impatiently but doesn't say anything, but now she knows when I'm being serious. I know she won't be disappointed. As more and more lights flare up across the skyline, I can see Marina shift to get a better view. I smile to myself. This is what I was waiting for. What she was waiting for, even if she didn't know it. Las Vegas lightens up like a forest of Christmas trees, glimmering orange and yellow against the muddy blackness of the night sky. The further away from the heart of the city we get, the more its gorgeous sprawl we can see. Soon it's so immense that the entire world seems to be awash with forced color. I ignore the signs that will lead us all the way out of Las Vegas and instead cruise along the streets that will let us admire for longer. Marina's head slowly turns with every bend in the road, her gaze magnetically fastened to the city. Skyscrapers zoom by, each one of another pillar of light. The casinos, which have gaudier decorations, make an exotic contrast to the mundane office and apartment buildings. Marina drinks it all in like water, out here in the desert. Light from the window frames her face, and I remember how I thought of her as angelic back at Zion. Now the word is even more fitting, because of the way her open-mouthed smile enhances the effect. She catches me watching, and for just a second that smile is directed at me. Then she turns back to Vegas, which is finally starting to recede as we head out of town. She's silent until long after it's faded from the rearview mirror. Then she clears her throat, and finally looks at me again.
Going back one day, right?
Sure, if you want.
Because we didn't even get to do, like, a nickel
Quarter.
quarter of the super cool stuff we should have done.
Oh yeah? Like what? Even if I do live like a gross hermit, I know what Vegas has to offer, but I like seeing her excited. There's always a genuine spark of wonder that's ignited when she is. It might have to do with her lack of experience, but I like to think that she'd be the same regardless.
Well, there's this Pirate Sun show that looks really cool. I heard about another show with fountains and lights that shoot water way up high in the air and... Woo!
She spreads her arms far apart and scrunches her face down, giving herself a double chin.
want to try every single buffet in town.
That's a lofty goal, Marina.
We're rich now.
I thump her head and squish her down with the palm of my hand. And we almost lost all of that in a single day, so you should know how easy it is to blow it.
I think it would be romantic. Rent out a hotel room, order a really nice bottle of wine, and just cuddle by the window and look at the lights.
A wistful look gleams in her eyes as she gazes out the window into the vast desert night, sighing like I just stepped out of the royal carriage and sweeps her off her feet. Never mind the fact that Marina's probably never tried wine in her life and would spit it out the second it touched her lips. That does sound really nice. Guess I have some high expectations to live up to. I've always had them, but now it feels more official. Now more than ever, I'm obligated to keep her happy and safe. Those thoughts occupy my mind for an hour or so as we traverse the desert highway. Marina's gone back to staring out the window at the barely visible roadside. We pass a sign on the right of our deserted lane. We're pushing 80, so we almost miss it, but I catch a quick glimpse as we speed by. Nothing special, just a dusty sheet of aluminum with a picture of poppies and 3 words printed on it. Welcome to California. It's gone before I can even process it. Huh, I guess we're in California. Doesn't look like Marina noticed, and why would she? We've passed several state lines and it was never a big deal then. No welcoming party or even a government checkpoint, and that suited me just fine. She hasn't brought up her surprise anymore either, whatever it was. Probably better just let her forget about that. Doesn't mean the day is over yet, and the places that Geezer would always yak on about may as well be stapled into my brain. Hey, you trust me? Her head perks up and she turns away from the window, answering without delay.
Of course I do. Hi.
Just checking. And that's that, no more questions, just blind trust. Continue driving, eventually branching off onto an exit, another thing I don't think Marina notices. Soon, budding lights start popping up in the distance. Typical yellows and whites, barely hovering above the road with one exception. Towering out on the horizon, outlined in neon red and digital numbers, climbing towards the sky is a giant monstrosity of a thermometer. It caps off the middle, reaching temperatures all the way up to 62 degrees. Finally, it dawns on Marina. Her head twists towards me like an owl, her eyes just as wide as one.
What's going on?
She feigns concern at first, but her voice curls up mid-sentence, unable to hide her smile any longer. You said you trust me, right?
And I do.
Marina tilts over and rubs up on my shoulder. I go dead stiff, again feeling the weight of that trust and responsibility. We drive into town, which as far as I can tell is just one long street. Old, beat-up gas stations and fast food joints line the side of the road, separated by an occasional diner. The thermometer is tucked away, hidden in a corner, but it may as well be the center of the universe, the rest of the world zooming by on the interstate. I pull into the lot by the thermometer, its only neighbor being a small shack. The sound of the ignition dwindles down to nothing, leaving the RV parked wherever. I'm the first one to get out, craving the sweet, stationary concrete as I stretch my legs. Wobbling in front of the thermometer, I flop my hand at my sides, dotting our arrival. Here we are, the world's tallest thermometer. Marina steps out of the RV, eyes sparkling, mouth wide open in awe, her face frozen in time. She reaches into the motorhome and pulls out her camera, a single flash shooting out from it as she winds the camera for the next shot. I thought you might like it. A smug grin finds a home on my face, as I revel in the pride and satisfaction of knowing I did something to make her smile. Except she's not smiling, she's staring, not at the thermometer now, but me, a near lifeless gaze cloaked by the dimming headlights of the motorhome. Marina? Readying her stance, she pushes her feet off the ground and charges toward me.
Doing this, then we're doing it right.
Wait, Marina. Too late. Before I can even finish my plea, she swings around my neck and snugly brings me to her side, swooshing out the camera and aiming it right at us.
Amber!
Her fingers inch closer to the bottom. Don't do it!
A.
She draws out the word to an excruciating length. I struggle to break free just as she squeezes me tighter. I'm warning you!
Cheese.
She bends in and presses her lips against my cheek. Hold and flash. Huh? I stare at the camera. Mind blank, my non-reaction drawing out a cute giggle from her. And then it hits me. I thought so mortifying and embarrassing that it shades my skin a pink and red gradient. She thinks this is cute. At this point, I'm butter, or clay from Marina's perspective. And that's exactly what she treats me as, molding me into new positions as she snaps more photos. She's so happy. Before she whines for the next photo, I nudge her head with mine. She nudges back, both of us cuddling each other as she snaps the next picture. She takes several more shots, each one a little more gooberish and drenched in cheesy romantic goo than the last. I'll probably die if anyone ever sees these, but with any luck, Marina's constant bouncing will make a few of these come out fuzzy. Still, I think I might love this, like, a lot. When we first met, I didn't think I'd ever understand the naive ball of energy just looking for some help. In a lot of ways, I still don't. I drove by at such a perfect time. Who even knows what would have happened to her? Thinking about it still drives me nuts. But still, those types of things don't seem nearly as big as they used to. Even almost losing the treasure to Maria was just a sizzling drop in the frying pan. If anything, I'm more upset that I wasn't there to help her when it went down. After all, that's why I'm here, to help and protect her. She makes me so happy. Oh. With my hand now wrapped around Marina, I clench her tighter, only for my hand to be met with an adorable gurgling rumble transmitted from her stomach. We all look down at the source, her with a bashful sort of terror, and me with amused initiative. They should have the pancake leftovers now. Even after all that food from the buffet?
I can't help it.
You're a bottomless pit, the Marina Trench.
Please, that one wasn't even clever.
I think that one was.
I think it was clever. It was good.
I don't know. I cackle with glee, tossing her the keys to the RV as I walk over to a nearby shack. I'm just messing with you, babe. Go lock up, we'll grab a bite and sleep here for the night. The shack is sad and abandoned, the cute logo of a little chef carrying an oversized bun all faded away. I peek inside the browning windows. It's more of the same, rusty and decaying. Outlines of tables and booths are imprinted with dust, while the ones built into the walls are just left to rot. It was always just a side thing he mentioned when talking about the thermometer, but not being able to experience everything he mentioned feels wrong, like I'm not doing right by him. Damn. Looks like that's one more thing I can check off your list.